Hakeem Olufemi Gbajabiamila. God bless you all. From state houses across the country to the National Assembly,
Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila rates conduct of 2023 general elections high, says it is the most competitive and hard-fought since 1999.
So we want to know from your own angle what transpired.
And lawmakers get more insights on the scarcity of international passports. Meet with critical stakeholders. This is House Tickets, your window into the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Dehelia Mamza. It's good to be with you. The House did not sit in plenary last week. This is to allow the new members-elect to participate in the ongoing induction program of the 10th National Assembly, a report of which we'll bring you in the course of the program. Still on the program, we have a report from the committee room where the Ad-hoc Committee, set up by the House to investigate the proposed domestication and processing of Nigerian International Passport, met with the Minister of Interior, Comptroller-General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, as well as other stakeholders to iron out issues around the project. All of this reports when the program begins in full. Please join us again.
the entire purpose of the legislative agenda is to direct our legislative resources and efforts in a coordinated effort to ensure the well-being of the individual in a life of safety and freedom. That is a high ambition, but it's well worth the effort. We have passed landmark legislation to fix our oil and gas industry, reform the police, and reorganize the corporate administration system in our country. We have considered and passed meaningful legislation that impacts all areas of our national life.
The program begins with events from the induction ceremony of the 10th National Assembly, with major focus on the members that will constitute the 10th House of Representatives. Highlights of this report include lectures on various legislative processes, a dinner, presentation of certificates, amongst others. The details of the report.
The senators and members-elect.
Members-elect of the Senate and House of Representatives commenced their induction and pre-inauguration exercise on Monday, the 8th of May 2023. The exercise, which will be carried out in batches, is organized in conjunction with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS. The objective of the induction is to expose members-elect to the functions of the National Assembly, its practices and procedures, as well as the services available to them.
I want to welcome you very specially to this first session.
Resource persons from the induction are drawn from the academia, seasoned political scientists and experts in the area of legislative and parliamentary business. Professor Adetunji Ogunyemi Ojo of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Osun State, was one of the resource persons, and he delivered a paper titled Parliamentary Immunity, Privileges and Code of Ethical Conduct for Legislators.
Section 3 of this law guarantees and confers on every member of the National Assembly the immunity to debate, the immunity to submit petitions, to be involved in writing any motion, any petition, and it cannot be sued. No liability whatsoever. He also enjoys this immunity not only in chamber, but in the presence of the National Assembly, which includes the car park.
He also stated that the hierarchy of powers that are vested in the Federation are with the legislature and not the executive. He speaks further.
And not the executive. It begins with the legislature. The Nigerian legislature, all provisions concerning their operations, powers, and privileges are codified from section 47 to 52 of that same constitution. But section 4 is so important because it generally deals with the powers of the Federation to establish a National Assembly and to constitute it as two arms, the Senate and the House of Representatives.
The power conferred on us.
Dr. Shoaib Danwanka of the National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies also delivered a paper on the constitutional powers of the National Assembly at large.
Constitutional powers, which is the last one, is power to control public funds of the Federation from Section 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89 of the 1999 Constitution. National Assembly has been conferred with enormous powers to control public funds of the Federation. Anything that is in the Consolidated Revenue Fund, the authorization of expenditure from the fund, the authorization of expenditure in default of appropriation, the establishment of the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, the power conferred on us to carry out a technical legislative activity that will require a committee of Senate or House to go to the field and watch and inspect and evaluate and examine and inquire and investigate what is done with the money appropriated by the National Assembly to these various MDS, which is technically called oversight, is contained under this section.
55 senators-elect and 180 members-elect went through the induction exercise in the first batch of the training. They were presented with certificate of participation at the end of the exercise.
Akpan Ekon Samson.
In the process of legislation.
Some of the members-elect shared their views on the induction.
Despite the fact that I was in the 9th Assembly, despite the fact that I have nothing less than 12 years cognate experience in the business of legislature, but I feel this induction is very critical to my development as well.
So many people, especially the new ones, they are still wondering what to expect, the right step to take, how to go about those steps. And platforms like these, after a week of serious engagement, I've seen their programs and it looks very good. With that kind of intensive program, I'm sure the new members are going to be able to have a fair grasp of what is expected in this institution and what step they are supposed to take.
The takeaway that I have from the presentation, they're quite enormous. I cannot mention them. We have learned so many new things and so many evolving things in the process of legislation, in the dynamics in the representative democracy, and generally the whole tenets of democracy. I have learned so much that it has enriched my ability to be a better legislator and to sit down, perform good oversight functions, give a good representation, and then also make good laws for the benefit of humanity.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly hosted members-elect to a dinner as part of the pre-inauguration activities lined up for the 10th National Assembly. In his address at the dinner, Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, while congratulating the new members-elect, said that the 2023 general election was the most hard-fought and competitive ever since the return to democratic rule in 1999.
From state houses across the country to the National Assembly, thousands of old hands had been displaced by new ones, and the politics of the states, and indeed our national politics, have been rewritten. We are in a new age of Nigerian democracy. The Nigerian people have awakened to the enormous power of their votes. They are determined, like never before, to exercise that power to choose political leaders and representatives who speak to their best aspirations and offer the best possibilities for achieving those aspirations.
He added that the just concluded election ended in the days when membership of a particular political party conferred on an office holder a virtually automatic guarantee of re-election. Moving forward, the Speaker noted that the new legislators will have to justify the offices they hold by the quality of their endeavors.
For those of us in the legislature, this means that the quality of our lawmaking and advocacy, the excellence of our constituency services, the thoroughness of our oversight activities, and the substance of our discourse in the chamber must be unimpeachable. It is in recognition of this reality that the National Assembly leadership, in collaboration with the National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies and other partners, have organized this training and induction program to ensure that newly elected representatives are prepared from day one to do the work Nigerians expect and to do it and do it well. I urge you to take advantage of this opportunity to lay a worthy foundation for your legislative activities over the next 4 years.
On his part, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan spoke on the achievements of the 9th National Assembly.
As of July 2022, a total of 874 bills were introduced in the Senate, out of which 162 were passed. Remarkably, 104 bills of the 9th Senate have been passed and assented to by President Muhammadu Buhari, making this significantly higher than those of previous assemblies, which recorded 31 for the 4th Assembly, 98 for the 5th Assembly, 52 for the 6th Assembly, 60 for the 7th Assembly, and 74 for the 8th Assembly.
We, on our own part,
The chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission, Ahmad Kadi Amshi, as well as the clerk to the National Assembly, Sani Magaji Tambuwal, were also present at the event. They also addressed the incoming legislators.
we look forward to a cordial working relationship with all of you in the 10th National Assembly. We, on our own part, assure you that we will give our utmost best to ensure that you have a smooth legislation in the country.
In the course of the program, members-elect will be exposed to the enormous resources available to lawmakers in our system. For instance, the main function of my office and directorate and department under my watch is to offer support services to the work of the legislature.
The Director General of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, Professor Suleiman Olanrewaju Abubakar, also made his submission during the dinner.
I'm glad to inform you, therefore, that the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, is the only statutory body established by law to provide all the support you need to effectively represent your constituents and translate your campaign promises and aspirations for your people into concrete government policies and legislations. We have worked.
Invited guests such as the acting British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Jill Atkinson, as well as the Executive Director of the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, PLAC, Clement Wanko, gave goodwill messages.
The British High Commission is proud of our long-standing and valued partnership with the National Assembly. Since Nigeria's return to democratic rule in 1999, we have worked with our partners such as the Policy Legal Advocacy Centre, PLAC, and Clement, who we've already heard speak tonight, on constitutional and legislative reforms that reflect the aspiration of the Nigerian people.
PLAC has worked with the National Assembly for a very long time, supporting various initiatives of the National Assembly. A lot of work has been done by the 9th Assembly, and a lot of us would have seen the work done with respect to the alterations to the Constitution, the new Electoral Act 2022. These are some of the highlights of the accomplishments of the National Assembly.
Glad to know you're still with us on House Ticket. And if you just joined us, the program is House Ticket, coming your way on the parliamentary channel of the NTA. We now go over to the committee room to bring the engagement of the House Ad-hoc Committee set up to unravel the issues with domestication and processing of Nigerian International Passports. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, Minister of Interior, as well as the Comptroller-General of Nigeria Immigration Service, Idris Issa Jere, were present at the hearing. Let's get that report.
It would be recalled that the House on Tuesday, the 2nd of May 2023, set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the domestication and processing of the Nigerian International Passport. This came after Representative Muhammad Al-Kali moved a motion on the need to investigate the Ministry of Interior and the Nigerian Immigration Service over the process of producing and dispensing the Nigerian International Passport.
From the motion, we realized that...
Chairman of the committee, Representative Hafiz Kawu, said the purpose of the investigation is to find out the cause of the scarcity of passport booklets, at the same time clarify issues.
With numerous problems ranging from...
In his presentation, the Comptroller-General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Idris Issa Jere, informed the committee that the Nigerian Security and Minting Company has been the traditional printer of the travel documents for the Ministry of Interior, and that the Nigerian Immigration Service only personalizes those booklets. He added that in August 1998, the machine-readable passports, MRP, was introduced in order to solve security problems of the international passports.
The MRP was observed not to achieve the full purpose of its introduction, as it became bedeviled with numerous problems ranging from multiple acquisition due to lack of interconnectivity of the issuing centers, passport number duplication to difference on the security features, resulting in rejecting of some of our MRP passport by some countries. These anomalies were traced to NSPMC's outsourcing the production of our booklets. Those printing and minting were not producing the passport themselves. They outsourced the printing to other companies to do. Then, 1998.
The CG, however, expressed worry over the scarcity of the booklets.
CBN was not giving us forex. We are realizing revenue in foreign exchange, and it goes to government direct JP Morgan account. We don't access it. To even get the money to buy booklet, we don't access it. They go to BDC to get foreign exchange on their own to buy booklet now. When our money is in custody of CBN, realized from the sales of booklets, yet you cannot even get that same money to buy booklet to sell more. This we have said in this chamber time severally, and the case is still persisting.
The CG urged the House to find lasting solutions in the overall interest of the country.
When the former President Obasanjo visited Malaysia,
The MD of Iris Technology Company, Yinka Fisher, earlier at the hearing informed the committee that in 2022, they delivered a record number of booklets to the Nigerian Immigration Service, which was about 1.9 million booklets, while in the first 4 months of the year 2023, they delivered over 800,000 booklets.
How did we get to where we are? This started in 2003 when the former President Obasanjo visited Malaysia and was introduced to the e-passport technology as a solution for those problems that I highlighted before. He then set up a presidential committee to go to Malaysia to understudy the Malaysian e-passport scheme and look at its adaptability to Nigeria. Their report was positive and said it's adaptable, and therefore Nigeria adopted the e-passport technology for his passport administration.
He added that Iris only gets paid for the goods and services they deliver, but they never engage in revenue sharing.
To date, government has made a revenue of over 100 billion naira from the project and over $200 million from the project.
Some members of the committee had questions to ask.
We want to know from your own angle what transpired and what came about the whole process.
How much was the revenue generated?
Every year, NIS publish annual reports, and it's a public document. It's there. Every year you see what you realize. So by the time you put the figures together, you can arrive at the exact figure what you assess.
Are you sure the Nigerian Security and Printing Company have the capacity and the ability to operate this whole process?
The capacity, well, there's a complaint that print have no capacity. Let's challenge them. It's a presidential directive. The president can also say this and say, no, we are going this way. Challenge them. You acquire capacity now. Yes, you acquire capacity. Since the president has said do it, I have always come back that let's Irish mass technology meet up with men to do if they can. So the issue has also been the challenge that you don't have capacity.
The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, appealed to the committee to go into a closed-door session.
We deal with security items, and this is the principal security item. I will plead that we do this in camera.
Some lawmakers have declared their intentions to contest for the speakership of the 10th House of Representatives. The leader of the 9th House of Representatives, Alhassan Ado Doguwa, was one of those who has declared his intention to run for the speakership of the 10th House of Representatives. The lawmaker, who represents Doguwa Tudungwada Federal Constituency of Kano State, announced that he was joining the race because he believes that he is qualified for the job, not just because he is deserving, but because he has the capacity and experience to deliver on the expectations of millions of Nigerians who believe that the nation's democracy must be led by competent and experienced leaders.
Fellow Nigerians, I am a strong and committed party man and have stated it categorically clear in other fora, and here I want to repeat that because of my absolute loyalty to the party, the APC, and my unflinching respect for the party's supremacy, my ambition will be predicated only on the condition that the party zones the speakership position to the Northwest Zone, which is my immediate political constituency.
Members-elect.
Representative Mukhtar Aliu Betara also declared his intention to contest for the speakership of the 10th National Assembly ahead of its inauguration. This was on Monday, 8th May 2023. The lawmaker was joined by fellow contestants such as the Deputy Speaker, Representative Ahmed Wasi, the Leader of the House, Representative Alhassan Ado Doguwa, Governor-elect of Niger State, Representative Musa Bagu, Representative Sani Jaji, and Representative Tunji Olawi, amongst others.
I was surprised for my friend, my boss, to nominate one person outside all of us here. If today the Deputy Speaker of the House is contesting, the Chairman of Appropriation is contesting, the Majority Leader is contesting, then who is closer to the Speaker? So nobody. He is speaking one person. That members of the 9th Assembly, I can tell you, some of us even don't know the person is speaking. Yes. The 9th Assembly members, a lot of us. So, honorable colleagues, today I am here before you as honorable members to declare that I am contesting for the speakership of the 10th Assembly.
And with those reports, we sign off here. We urge you to follow the program on our social media platforms on display, and don't forget to send in your feedback through questions, comments, and observations. You can also share with us videos of any project or program in your community through various constituency outreach programs facilitated by your representatives in the House. Many thanks for watching. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.